High school football is on the air. HavenFootball.net is pleased to present tonight's Strath Haven football game. Tonight's game is between your 8-1 Strath Haven Panthers and the 1-8 Truman Tigers.
And play fake back to pass his Kitchen. Looking. Wants it all down this near sideline. Has Fisher out here. Who's got it? Tiptoes inside. Give is to Kaufman off the left side. He's driving the pile into the secondary. Kaufman explodes. And he'll finish in the end zone. No flags. And the Panthers retake the lead.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper, true local coverage of Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding neighborhoods. Published since 1893. Steve Taub's Allstate Insurance and Media. Auto, Home, and Life. You're in good hands with Allstate. AMF Auto Clinic, taking care of your cars since 1961. Located in Brookhaven on Edgemont Avenue. Sandy McCulley at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Media. Give her a call when buying or selling your home. Duckling's Early Learning Center in Wallingford. Daycare for ages 6 weeks to 5 years. Scarpagnato Plumbing. Over 20 years experience for all your plumbing needs in Wallingford. Proud Haven supporters Mary and Larry Luter. Go Haven! Rose Tree Wellness Center. Complete chiropractic treatments featuring ART therapies in Media. We get to the root of the problem. Here are tonight's internet announcers, the voices of the Strath Haven Panthers, Brian Carroll, Pete Fulgenetti, Andrew Kaufman, and Mike Mayer.
Welcome in to Week 10 of the high school football season. We're here at Hank Johns Field on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School for tonight's regular season finale between the 8-1 Strath Haven Panthers and the 1-8 Harry S. Truman Tigers. Last week, the Panthers bounced back from their lone loss of the season to Marple Newtown with a big 36-6 win on senior night over the Haverford Fords. Tonight, a new challenger awaits in the Tigers of Harry S. Truman High School of the Suburban 1 League. I'm Andrew Kaufman, joined tonight by Mike Mayer, with Jack Kedson on the camera tonight. As we have a couple of absences tonight, Pete Fulgenetti home sick,
and
recovering from the flu shot.
Well.
A flu shot. Mike Clancy's homesick as well, and Brian Carroll overseas. Tigers are looking to get things back on track here in the final game of the season, having allowed over 40 points a game in their last 6 games, all losses, after an early season win over the Abington Galloping Ghosts. The Panthers, however, are averaging 28 points a game this season, looking to keep that offense rolling tonight against a struggling Tigers defense. The Panthers come into this week having guaranteed themselves a share of the Central League title with at least one of Garnet Valley, Springfield, or both of them, depending on how tonight's games go. Garnet Valley hosts Upper Darby and Springfield travels to Radnor. Both of those games will decide who all has a share of the Central League title this year. Other big games tonight in District 1 include Chichester at Bishop Shanahan, Downingtown East and Downingtown West, Upper Dublin at Quakertown, Upper Moreland at Plymouth Whitemarsh, Westchester East and Westchester Henderson, and 2 Pioneer Athletic Conference crossover games with Phoenixville traveling to face Perkiomen Valley and Methacton hosting Pottstown. We'll do our best tonight to update you on scores from around District 1 throughout the night. And our game tonight, once again, a first ever meeting between the Harry S. Truman Tigers, led by their first-year head coach, Cordero Newkirk, and the Strath Haven Panthers, led by longtime head coach, Kevin Clancy. Mike, looking forward to a good game tonight. What are you expecting out of this one?
Well, Truman has been struggling, one of their big struggles is trying to keep points off the board, and of course that's Haven's specialty, is putting lots of points on the board. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously Truman is playing for senior night. They're really playing for pride now. They're 1-8, so they would really like to end the season in a win and certainly upset somebody like Strath Haven. Haven, on the other hand, a loss could move them seriously at a second seed position to 3 or possibly 4, depending on what everybody else does.
If not further.
Yeah, if not further. So this would be a disaster for Haven to lose. So we'll see. I'm expecting, the Tigers to put up a good fight initially, and then I think that the Panthers are just going to wear them out. But you'll excuse my voice a little bit. Not only is Pete Fulgenetti not feeling well and Mike Clancy not feeling well, I've been fighting some kind of upper respiratory and I will try not to cough into the mic, but sometimes it comes on me a little faster than I can get to the mute button. But in the meantime, it's just going to be the two of us. As Andrew said, we're going to try to keep you with updates. And it is very fluid. Now, we will have absolute decisions made. There'll be a meeting, I believe, Sunday morning.
Sunday morning we'll have final seeding come out as well as the playoff brackets sometime later Sunday afternoon.
And we'll put those up on havenfootball.net as soon as we can. But it is very fluid. Not only, I mean, if we win and Garnet Valley wins and Springfield wins, then
if all the
everything
teams
stays,
play to seed, everything kind of stays the
except
same.
that the ones at the bottom of the seed, if like Westchester Henderson loses, that could bump them out.
That could bump them out completely.
Because right now we're scheduled. It looks like we're going to play Westchester Henderson, but that could change if they take a loss. So it's fairly fluid. Of course, you know, Haven doesn't care who they have to play, essentially. They just want to make sure they're playing a game, and they will be playing a game most likely, well, almost definitely they'll be playing Friday night at home. And the question of who, like I said, Westchester Henderson is right now, what are they, 4-5?
They're currently, 4-5, projected to go to 4-6. So the loss may not even drop them out of the playoffs.
Right, because Brian had predicted that they would stay at the 15th position even with a loss.
Brian's got them projected to stay at that 15th seed currently with a loss.
Okay. So things will not change
They
very
could
much.
move up with a win here tonight over, they've got
whoever they've
got tonight, and we'll see on Sunday who comes out.
Right, that'll be
top.
the important time. We'll see what happens, and you can follow the seeding, like I said, through havenfootball.net or obviously through the PIA District 1 pages. Right now, it's senior night for the Tigers, so they're just finishing their analysis. So they should. We will advise you now, if you're staying tuned for the halftime show of the Strath Haven Band. We are sorry to tell you that they were the pregame show, so you're going to have to put up with Andrew and I and some commercials during the halftime. We will probably show in the background the Tigers marching band, which will be performing at halftime, but it will not be the normal grandiose. One of these days, we were just talking before we went on air, we got to figure out a way to record the show when they do a pregame show so we can show it at
during
halftime.
Our halftime show, so that everybody can see that, because
that's always
we know people love to see our band, band perform, and they do a great job.
And by the way, our field cameraman also is not able to make it tonight, so we're basically with it's a two-camera angle, but technically it's one, because the other camera angle is, which I'll show you, is just basically the 50-yard line set up, so it's a wide angle of the stadium, and then the other one is the actual game, the camera that will follow the action. So we only have the two. We don't have the sideline camera, which is a little disappointing, but hey, on our budget, we deal with what we can.
That we do. Looking forward to a great game here tonight as Haven is warming up on the field down to our right, with Truman still in the locker room as we wait for what is going to be a little bit of a later kickoff of 7:10 here tonight. We'll take a short break and be back in just a moment on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa?
Sure did.
And the Frank tank?
You know it.
And now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on havenfootball.
Your car is probably your second biggest investment, and AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven wants to keep that investment in tip-top shape. AMF Auto Clinic has been maintaining automobiles since 1961, and they take pride in their work and in keeping your car in perfect running order. From inspections to general maintenance and repair, you can trust your auto investment to AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven. Call for an appointment today at 610-872-2167.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back here to Hank Johns Field on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School as we continue our countdown to kickoff tonight on senior night for the Tigers here at home, looking to put a winning end to their so far disappointing season, as they are 1-8 tonight on the season.
I'll tell you, it's very tough, coming in a 1-8 season. We went through this a lot with Lower Merion, who's having a decent year this year. But it's got to be tough to hit the practice field every, 4 days a week and then come out and play a game and get your head handed to you. And they've lost some games from some pretty substantial scores. Again, they have a problem with stopping offenses. So the defense has had issues with that, and it's caused these teams to run up a lot of points. And it's tough to face every week. And, of course, they decided, Haven was looking for a team to play at the end of the season, and Truman and Haven worked it out. So, on top of having a tough year, they're picking a team that hasn't only lost one game so far in a fairly tough league.
And that happens with the way the Central League is currently structured, as well as the way the Suburban 1 League is structured, that both these teams had open weeks in Week 10. Last year, the team with the open week was Springfield, and they came up here and played Truman and Springfield won that game 49-0.
Yeah.
So Truman has faced a couple of Central League teams before and not fared particularly well on the season, but we'll see how they fare tonight against the Panthers, who once again are having another wonderful season.
One of the downsides about the way that District 1 and the whole PIA does their seating situation, they don't care about league games for obvious reasons. The leagues are the conglomerations of the schools, so it's not particularly relevant. But so every game you play is towards your point system for playoffs. Well, if you think you're going to be in a struggle to get into the playoffs and you're going to face some tough teams, the last thing you're going to do is to volunteer to take on another tough team. And that's one of the reasons why Strath Haven and Garnet Valley and Springfield, any of the better teams that are looking for a team to play, anybody who's really in this thing and thinks they're going to be in the mix can't afford to take the chance of a loss. That becomes an issue for teams when they make the decision. So
next year, it should be less of an issue for the Panthers, at least in the Central League, because Harriton does come back into the league after a 2-year hiatus next season.
And that should make it easier on everybody.
Should allow the scheduling to go back to the way it was. You face all of the same teams from your class, 5A or 6A in the Central League, and then you play the four the other teams from the higher or lower classification, depending on what what classification you currently are. For the Panthers, they're 5A, so they'll play the four of the teams at the 6A classification on a rotating basis throughout the next several years as Harriton rejoins the Central League.
I don't know what happened to the Tigers tonight.
The Tigers have their seniors on the sideline. The rest of the team seems to still be in the locker room.
Band is playing away.
Band is here on the far sideline for Haven, off to our left, sounding loud and proud as always. And the Panthers on the far sideline in their white jerseys and silver pants with black numerals and silver helmets. Truman on the near side in all black as they are getting ready to come onto the field down to our right in their black jerseys, black pants, and black helmets with gold numerals and
by
pink
the way, that is
socks.
Vegas gold. That is the name of the color they use. Vegas gold.
Use Vegas gold here at Harry S. Truman as they prepare to run onto the field down to our right as we prepare for kickoff once again.
Well, I think we need to have the captains come out and meet in the middle of the field first.
We'll have the captains come out for the coin toss. And
then we get the Star Spangled Banner. We still have to play, so
we're still a couple of minutes away
from
kickoff
tonight.
Here at Harry S. Truman.
And for those who didn't make the trip tonight and are watching us, it's a
we
solid hour. But thanks for watching us. But it is a solid hour to get up here.
At least. Football team was an hour 20 at coming up 95.
Yeah, I came up the blue route, which was not wonderful. Here comes the Tigers.
And here the Tigers are onto the field as their band plays their team onto the field. And the refs come to midfield as the Haven captains are on the far sideline. Number 6, Jake Kitchen. Number 31, Jack Schuster. Jack Schuster. Number 77, Billy Brown. And number 20, Marco Kaufman. Captains for the Panthers. We'll get you the captains for the Tigers in just a moment. As they come to the near sideline, their captains, number 3, Abraham Batali, number 6, Raheem Bradley, number 53 is R.J. Cox Jr., and number 12, quarterback Marshall Kennedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Harry S. Truman High School
The captains come together to midfield.
AHA is a non-profit organization.
Captains, once again for the Tigers, number 5, Rymere Newkirk, number 3, Abraham Batali, number 2, Aquil Chapman, and number 12, Marshall Kennedy.
As they are always a big part of our team, especially the coin toss.
Captains meeting at midfield, and we wait for the coin toss.
James Fernandez, Jason Suarez.
We have a couple of honorary captains on the field. The coin has been tossed.
Okay.
And it appears that Truman has won the toss and will receive.
Okay.
Down to our right. So Haven will move from left to right. Truman from right to left in front of us. We'll take a short break and come back with the tail end of the national anthem. You're watching high school football here on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K child care with an emphasis on learning? Ducklings Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old, within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School, on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
I didn't bring my water bottle up.
Looking to start an exciting career in the healthcare field? Then Keystone Quality Transport is looking for you. Keystone Quality Transport, the region's premier non-emergency medical transportation company, offers a full scholarship into a comprehensive emergency medical technician certification program. Would you like to obtain a National Registry Emergency Medical Technician certification and earn $20 per hour to start? Send an email to hr@kqthealth.com. Start your rewarding healthcare career today.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
That was the Harry S. Truman High School Marching Band playing the Star Spangled Banner as we get ready for kickoff here at Hank Johns Field. A couple of quick score updates early on. Cheltenham, a pick 6, takes the lead on Wissahickon 6-0, and Penwood the early lead on Interboro 8-0. As we look at scores around District 1 and in preparation for the playoffs. Ian Gallagher has the ball, getting the ball teed up here at the 40-yard line for Haven as they prepare to kick it away. Going deep for the Tigers, number 2, Aquil Chapman. Number 9, Cameron Crawley. And number 6, Raheem Bradley. Bradley and Chapman, the deepest men, standing just inside their 10-yard line, with Crawley waiting just outside. Gallagher approaches, and the game is underway. The ball will bounce and fall out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. That'll be a penalty, and the Tigers will take over at their 35-yard line. Starters for the Tigers on offense. Quarterback, led by quarterback number 12, Marshall Kennedy. Running back, number 6, Raheem Bradley. as well as slot back Abraham Batal. Also in the backfield and out wide, Aquil Chapman and Cameron Crawley. Tight end is DeAndre Guillaume. Offensive line, Bobby Noda Francesco, Landon Vinglis, Danny Kaminsky, Donato Pellegrini, and Max Strong along the offensive line. And here come the Tigers. Kennedy will start the game under center. Single setback is Chapman. One receiver split to the far side. Motion man is Chapman, takes the handoff off the right side. Haven stretches out, ball is out, and rolls out of bounds. That'll be a loss of a couple on the play. For Chapman, good pursuit by number 44, Sean Henry, for the Panthers.
Yeah, stretch that out nicely.
They'll lose a yard back to the 34. It brings up second and 10. Actually, no gain on the play.
Okay.
So second and 10.
Thought that was a generous spot.
A little bit of a generous spot. Now, Kennedy in the shotgun. Has a man on his left hip. Motion man. They'll go pass. Pressured. Kennedy fires downfield. Has his man to Chapman. Brought down by Clark and Milligan at the Strath Haven 40. Nice pass protection. Kennedy was able to roll out, find his man Aquil Chapman down the field, and make the nice connection downfield for a gain of 25.
Yep, secondary's always had issues, particularly at the beginning of the game, trying to hold the game together. We'll see how they do.
Receiver split to the far side. This time is Batali with Kennedy under center. Motion man, handoff up the middle. Biggs. Newkirk on the carry, and able to get off their blocks were Cole Miller and Marco Kaufman, making the stop for no gain. Bringing up second down and 10. Ball at the 40, Strath Haven 40, as Kennedy will jog in the play this time. Strath Haven defense has done well so far against the run. Against the pass, they've given up the one pass play for 25 yards. Once again, Kennedy under center, single setback, motion man. Again, motion. Handoff, nice hit in the backfield is getting off his block, number 81, Jahai Curtis. Loss of 2 on the play, back to the 42. Brings up 3rd and 12 for the Tigers.
Well, here's another.
Probably 4-down territory here for the.
I absolutely agree, but also I think a passing down at this stage of the game. And
big passing down, I'd say.
We'll see whether Haven can stop that this time. A good rush would be a nice thing. I don't know if they're going to blitz, but
see if the pass rush can get going. Shotgun look for the Tigers. 2 receivers split to the far side. Motion man is. Pressure comes immediately. Hit as he throws, completes it to number 19, Guillaume. Dragged out of bounds by number 20, Marco Kaufman and friends. Out at the 35-yard line, gain of 7 on the play. Brings up 4th and 5 for the Tigers, and decision time for Coach Newkirk. We'll see what they decide to do here. Looks like they're leaving the offense on the field. It'll be Kennedy to run in the play from Coach Newkirk.
Yeah, that was a well executed. Haven stayed right with it, but they managed to gain a good 6-7 yards on it. Defense was lagging a little bit behind.
Yeah, it was a nice screen pass, nicely designed screen pass by the Tigers. Shotgun look again, motions his man out to the near side. Pressured, hit, fires, and it's picked by Jack Schuster at the 30, 20. Bringing it back and has it just inside the 40 for the Panthers. 4th and 5. Pass play turns into an interception for Haven. Jack Schuster picks it off at the 20 and brings it back out to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers with 9:04 to play here in the first quarter.
Well, that's of course the danger when you pass things. It's just tough to make sure that your quarterback sees everybody and where they're at.
Haven got good pressure in on defense and forced the high throw from Kennedy. Kitchen under center. Handoff Kaufman. Runs into his man and good pursuit by the Tigers. Drops him back for a loss of 2 on the play. bunch of tacklers in there for the Tigers. We'll get to the Strath Haven offense here. Start for the starters. Jake Kitchen at quarterback, Shane Green, James Fisher, Marco Kaufman in the backfield, tight ends Sean Henry and Cole Miller. Offensive line, Carter Laws your center, Gavin Pilson, Jackson Jeremiah your guards, Will Luthold and Billy Brown your tackles. Ball at the 35 for the Panthers, wing T look for them. Kitchen under center, backs in the backfield are Kaufman and Green. Handoff Fisher off the right side, coming near sideline. Breaks the tackle and drags his man inside the 50, down to the 40, down to the 39. Tackle made by number 9, Cameron Crawley for the Tigers, but not after a gain of 15 for James Fisher. Ball down to the 40-yard line of the Tigers. We're snapping Tiger territory for the Panthers here tonight as the clock ticks under 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Marco Kaufman, wing to the near side. Motions, toss play. Kaufman off that left side. Good block from Gustafson. Breaks the tackle, gets it by his man, and Crawley knocks him out inside the 30, down near the 26.
Another first down.
Another first down for the Panthers. The wide running game seems to be working a lot better. Granted, it's only been 3 plays, but it's working a bit better for Haven than the inside game was on that first play.
Yeah, well, the first play, first plays don't mean much unless you get real lucky.
Yeah.
Everybody's a little jittery.
We'll get to the Tiger defense after the next play. After this play here, Kitchen jogs in the play. He's under center. Kaufman and Green in the backfield. Fisher wing to the left. Motion man is Kaufman. Handoff up the middle goes Shane Green. Met immediately by DeAndre Guillaume and Mohamed Toure for the Tigers after a gain of just 2, down to the 25. Defense for the Tigers along the line, Max Strong, Donato Pellegrini, and Zach Danucci. Linebackers Cameron Crawley, Cabri Harris, R.J. Cox Jr., and DeAndre Guillaume. Secondary is Raheem Bradley, Paul Baldwin, Troy Andahar, and Aquil Chapman. Haven now under center with Kitchen.
Yep.
Flags before the play. We've got offside, it looks like. So Haven will get a free 5 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 4. Offside on Truman.
3 offsides on the Tigers.
As the clock ticks inside 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Kitchen under center. Wing to the left is Fisher. Tight end to the near side is Miller. Handoff, Shane Green up the middle. Breaking tackles and carrying men down inside near the 10, maybe inside, down to the 9. Crawley on the stop once again for the Tigers. Nice run there and good blocking from the offensive line. For another Haven first down, sets up 1st and goal from the 10. 4 plays here for the Panthers to hopefully hit pay dirt here tonight for the first time. Kitchen under center, wing to the near side. Handoff. Up the middle goes Green. And he'll get down, powering.
Ooh.
No whistles.
Kept his feet.
Down to the 3-yard line. Brings up 2nd and goal as we will tick inside 6 minutes to play. First quarter. Kitchen jogs in the play. As you can see, some hands on hips here early from the Tigers. Kitchen under center, wing to the far side is Fisher. They shift. Kaufman now near, handoff Green. He'll roll into the end zone for the Strath Haven touchdown, and the Panthers are on the board here first with 5:38 to play in the first quarter here at Truman High School. Gets a nice hole off that left side of the line behind Brown and Pilson. On comes Ben Milligan for the extra point. The snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. Strath Haven leads this one 7-0. You're watching high school football here on havenfootball.net.
Have nagging soft tissue injury, chronic joint pain? Give Rose Tree Wellness Center a call and see Dr. Tom O'Brien for a complete diagnosis and treatment. Dr. O'Brien specializes in active release techniques, ART. ART can deal with many issues, including chronic shoulder, knee, and ankle pain. Rose Tree Wellness Center also offers a complete series of massage therapy as well as general chiropractic care. Don't spend another day in pain. Call 610-789-5555 and make an appointment today.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back here to Hank Johns Field on the campus of Harry Jess Truman High School, as the Panthers have a 7-0 lead with 5:38 to play here in the first quarter. Ian Gallagher preparing to tee the ball up at the 40 as Truman gets ready for their second possession of the night. Mike?
Truman moved the ball nicely. They got themselves in trouble with a 4th and 5. Ended up trying to throw it and ended up with an interception, which quite frankly was as good as a punt. Anything else, but here we're ready for the kickoff now.
Ian Gallagher approaches, and it's a high, short kick. It'll bounce at the 25, and Strathaven picks it up. It's Milligan at the 24.
Well, he gets the possession, but he can't advance.
They cannot advance the offside on what could be considered an onside kick, but it was a high, short pooch kick that can't be controlled by the Tigers, and Strathaven will take over 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 23. So the Tigers defense that was just on here for a couple of plays, for a number of plays that Strathaven ended up scoring a touchdown on, is back onto the field as the Panthers look to add to their 7-0 lead. Kitchen under center, wing to the near side is 20. Kitchen looking to pass. Has his man, Sean Henry. Floats it. Caught. End zone touchdown. Strathaven strikes again. First play of their second drive is a 23-yard connection from Jake Kitchen to Sean Henry for the touchdown with 5:29 to play here in the first quarter. Strathaven up 13-0. And Milligan back on for his second extra point attempt of the night. Kitchen to hold. The extra point, snap, spot, kick is away, and it is perfect. 14-0 here, Strathaven with 5:29 to play here in the first quarter. You're watching high school football on havenfootball.net.
Or buying a home is serious business, and for serious business the key to your success is to work with an experienced agent. Sandy McCulley has over 20 years of real estate experience and is a seller representative specialist as well as a certified residential specialist. Sandy specializes in Delaware County real estate. Sandy conveniently works out of the Media Berkshire Hathaway Home Marketing Center in Media. Let Sandy's experience be your advantage in today's multifaceted real estate market. Give Sandy a call at 610-368-6641.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
All right, well, here we are. The game's already got off to a fast start for Haven. I'll tell you, when you've got the problems the Tigers have had struggling on defense, you can't afford to lose a kickoff like that. But it is what it is. Haven up 14-0, and now Tigers going to get the ball again, hopefully.
Gallagher has the ball teed at the 40-yard line on the far hash. Approaches and kicks it away. Deep, taken at the 14-yard line by the Tigers. Good pursuit and good tackle there on Raheem Bradley by number 5, James Fisher, on the kick coverage. Return of about 10, 12 yards on the play. Ball will be placed at the 24-yard line for the Tigers' second offensive drive of the night here with 5:22 to play in the first quarter.
Well, let's hope Truman has a little bit more success, at least, moving the ball forward. I am not interested in them scoring, obviously, but I'd like to see some good football plays for them.
Yeah. We'll see. They've got Batali split to the far side of the field. Under center is their quarterback, Kennedy. Single setback and motion. Handoff is met immediately in the backfield by a host of Panthers, Marco Kaufman and Jahai Curtis. Stuff. Raheem Bradley for a loss of 1 on the play. We'll get to the Haven defense here after on this play. Along the defensive line, Jai Curtis and Vince Hales, the ends. Tackles, Cole Miller and Alexi Gustafson. Linebackers, Sean Henry, Marco Kaufman, Shane Green. Secondary, Jack Schuster and Makai Clark. Your corners, safeties, James Fisher and Ben Milligan. As Kennedy jogs in the play here for the Tigers. They'll go 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. It's with Kennedy in the shotgun. Drops back, looks quick, 1-step drop, batted down by Curtis on a pass intended for number 7, Troy Andahar. Once again, the Haven defense can't necessarily get home, but they get their hands up, get the hands in the passing lanes, and knock down a pass.
Can't undervalue that. I mean, an incomplete ball is not as good as a sack. It's a loss of a down. That's what you're looking for. Well, Truman's really got to make some yardage here. They're 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11 for the Tigers here. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side, 1 receiver off the right hip, and Strathaven jumps. That'll be 5 yards for the Panthers. Receivers didn't. That'll bring up 3rd and 6 for the Tigers from their own 29-yard line, it appears.
A little too much exuberance there.
Yeah, a little too much excitement to get after the quarterback there from the defensive ends. And this time, Truman will send 3 receivers to the far side, 1 split to the near side. Single back in the backfield, motions out. Kennedy takes the snap, pressure. Fires down the middle of the field, high, intended for his intended target, the tight end, DeAndre Galome. It goes too high and brings up 4th and 5 for the Tigers. They'll bring on the punt team, and number 84, Trevin Hurd will be the punter here for the Tigers. Standing deep for the Panthers, James Fisher, and is that Marco Kaufman at the 40. As the clock is under 4.5 minutes, we got 4:26 on the first quarter clock here. Strathaven leading 14-0. And Truman missing a couple of players on that, it looked like. So they'll call timeout, and we'll take a short break with them. With 4:26 to play here in the first quarter, Strathaven leading 14-0 right here on havenfootball.net.
Do you have slow-running drains? Are you thinking about selling your home or property? If so, go to scarpagnatoplumbing.com and schedule a technician. They are the area's only small plumbing company to offer in-house trenchless sewer and water main repairs. They also offer sewer lateral certifications for the surrounding communities. From faucets to water heaters, they can handle all your plumbing needs. Give them a call at 484-832-5566.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.com.
Welcome back here to Hank Johns Field on the campus of Arias Truman High School, where the Panthers lead 14-0, 4:26 to play here in the first quarter. 4th and 5 for the Tigers. They'll punt. Trevin Hurd on to punt it away. Marco Kaufman deep to return. Pressured. Just gets it away, and the Tigers will Kaufman will let roll. Takes a really nice Tiger roll inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line of the Panthers. Excellent punt there from Hurd. After Jai Curtis could have blocked it but pulled out at the last second. So instead, we'll see the Panthers start inside their 20 for the first time tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst starting position the Panthers have had. They've had an interception where they got possession, and
they started at the 33-yard line and the Tiger 23.
Right.
This time they'll start inside their own 20. Kitchen under center. Motion man is Kaufman from right to left. Pitch play to Hales. Off that left side. Hales with a head of steam. Breaking tackles. Gets by his man. He's across the 50, inside the 40, and steps out of bounds. They'll mark him just out of bounds at the 49 of Strathaven. Excellent run off that left side for Hales. Follows his blockers and takes a nice gain and flips field possession real quick. A nice gain of 32 on the play there for Hales.
Yeah, Tiger defense is in fact having trouble just doing any kind of containment at this stage of the game.
Kitchen under center, wing to the near side is Kaufman. Handoff once again is Hales up the middle. He'll go for a couple into Tiger territory. Couple of tacklers on the play there for Tigers. Do a nice job bringing him down after a gain of just 3. Kitchen. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. Kitchen jogs in the play. Wing to the far side is Fisher. Hales and Kaufman in the backfield. Handoff goes to Fisher, coming around this near side. Gets a nice block. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another one nearly. But he's brought down by Raheem Bradley inside the 30, down at the 22. After another gain, nice gain of 27 there for the Panthers. Big gains off the outside has been the recipe for success tonight for the Panthers.
Yeah, well, that's where their speed always is, and they do like to power it up the middle, but Truman's having trouble just keeping up and trying to seal off the ends, and that's just giving Haven all sorts of running room.
T formation for a second. Fisher motions to the far side. Now motion Kitchen to the near side. Kitchen back to pass. Floats it. Had pressure there immediately from Troy Andahar. Did a nice job to force Kitchen to get rid of that ball earlier than what he wanted to. Pass intended for Vince Hales falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the Tiger 22.
2:51 left in the first quarter.
On the clock in this first quarter. Kitchen jogs in the play for the Panthers. 2nd and 10 play. So the Panthers looking to go up 3 scores here early. It'll be Miller, tight end to the far side. Henry, tight end to the near side. Kaufman goes in motion. Handoff Hales. Up the middle, breaking tackles, and dragging men down near the goal line to the 1. And Hales is just short of another touchdown for the Panthers here tonight. And Hales looks like he might have gotten hurt on that play. We have an official timeout. And both teams will go to the sideline. That would not be good.
It's never good, but
you never want to see anybody get injured, especially on a nice run play like that.
Yeah, also when you consider that you got playoffs coming up. So, all right, let's take a break.
We'll take a short break as they tend to Hales. We'll be back in just a moment on havenfootball.net.
The Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper has partnered up with havenfootball.net. The Swarthmorean was established in 1893 and is a true community newspaper and covers the Wallingford-Swarthmore School District as well as events in Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding communities. Get your copy every Friday at 320 Market or Swarthmore Co-op or call 610-543-0900 for a mailed subscription. For all the local news, read the Swarthmorean every week.
Hey fans, this is Todd Lights, public address announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you are listening to high school football right here at Haven Football.
Welcome back to Hank Johns Field here at Harry S. Truman High School. Strathaven has the ball 1st and goal from inside the 1. Kitchen under center. T formation. Handoff. Green will walk in untouched. Strathaven takes a 20-0 lead. Excellent blocking there from the offensive line. We're able to see 3 or 4 black jerseys on the ground in the end zone. Beautiful blocking from that line.
And he literally went in untouched.
For Shane Green. As Ben Milligan comes on to attempt his 3rd extra point of the night with 2:25 to go here in the first quarter. Extra point snap, spot kick, up, away is good. Strathaven up, 21-0 with 2:25 to play here in the first quarter. You're watching high school football on havenfootball.net.
Volunteer with South Media Fire Company, serving Nether Providence Township and Rose Valley Borough, where you and your unique skills and passions are wanted. Volunteering with South Media Fire Company isn't just about responding to emergency calls, it's about building lifelong connections. As a volunteer, you'll forge friendships that extend beyond the firehouse while serving your community. For more information, please visit us at southmediafire.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Jaworski, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Got it.
Welcome back to Hank Johns Field, where the Panthers lead 21-0 over the Tigers with 2:25 to play here in the first quarter. Yet another strong drive for the Panthers. They go 77 yards, ending in another touchdown. Strath Haven now leads 21-0 as Gallagher has the ball teed up at the 40 and is ready to boot it away. Standing deep for the Tigers are Aquil Chapman and Raheem Bradley. Taken at the 10 by the Tigers. Good pursuit by the Panthers. Schuster and Milligan in on the stop. Just outside the 15 at the 17 after Bradley returns that one. Just a couple of plays and a couple of flags on the near sideline as the play concludes.
I didn't see anything. Did you see that the flag was for it?
I'm not quite sure what the
We're about to find
personal
out.
foul on the Tigers. I think it was perhaps a couple of players coming onto the field too soon or during the play, so they'll march it half the distance from the 17, and it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers from potentially inside their own 10-yard line. They've got the sticks currently at the 17-yard line of the Tigers. Right. They'll march it half the distance. It'll be 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 9. Tough field position here.
Yeah, I think if I could give the Tigers one deal of advice, it'd be don't lose the ball here.
Tigers set to go at their own 9-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Quarterback under the center.
Under center is Kennedy. Handoff off that left side. Goes for a couple. Is Bradley. Goes out to the 13-14 line for a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Tigers as the clock ticks under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Kind of a slow-moving first quarter here with all the scoring that's gone on. Tigers show shotgun look spread. 4 receivers, 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Motion man, Kennedy. Quick screen. Pass is bobbled and dropped, intended for Abraham Batal, but it goes incomplete, brings up 3rd and 5 from the 14.
I don't know they need a lot of distance on that play anyway. Haven was right there to watch him catch it, or try to catch it.
Indeed. Haven had good coverage on the play. They were going to looked like they were going to tackle him as soon as he caught that, regardless of how much he would actually gained. Kennedy brings in the play. Shotgun look again. 2 receivers to the far side and 2 to the near side. Single back on his hip. Whistles.
That was a strange play.
And it'll be a false start on the Tigers. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. Very strange play. You heard the quarterback clap. You saw the ball snap a half second later, and the Panther was in the backfield real quick.
Yep. Well, and it seemed like half the line didn't move. So I assume
they didn't. So something must have been off with the snap count that someone wasn't paying attention. And we end up with a false start on the Tigers, setting up 3rd and 10 with 96 seconds to play here in the first quarter. They'll go 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side is Guillaume. Kennedy has a man on his right hip. Looking, has time, fires down the middle of the field, is broken up by Makai Clark. Pass was intended for number 2, Aquil Chapman. That'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Tigers, and they'll bring the punt team on with Trevin Hurd to punt. Standing deep for the Panthers, number 27, Ben Milligan, and number 5, James Fisher. Hurd standing in his own end zone as he awaits the punt snap. 1:28 to play here in the first quarter. Hurd gets the punt away. Milligan takes it at his 43. Runs to the far side, brought down after a short return by number 20, Kayvon Clement. And the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 34 with 1:20 to play here in the first quarter. Ball will be spotted on the far hash as the Panthers take over 1st and 10. Kitchen under center. Wing to the near side is Kaufman. Backfield is handoff Green. Up the middle, goes for a couple. Tackle made by number 91, Palace Elzy. Did a nice job to get off his block and stop Green after a gain of just 2.
Is there a flag? Yes.
There is a flag here on the near side. Looks like it may be against Truman as they're talking to the Haven sideline. We've got...
You see that?
Not quite sure what that call was, but it's a penalty on Truman.
Not enough men on the field. I don't know what that is.
And it's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 5 for Strath Haven. Ball at the Truman 29. 1st and 5 for the Panthers. Kitchen under center. Fisher wing to the far side. Kitchen takes the handoff. Takes the ball handoff to Green. Dropped for a loss of 1. And now the Tigers have a man down.
54 on that tackle.
Number 54, Mohamed Toure. It comes up a little bit worse for the wearer after making the stop on Green for a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and 6 for the Panthers. Wing to the near side is Kaufman. Goes in motion across the formation. They'll go handoff. Fullback dive. Green up the middle. Into the secondary. Breaking tackles and dragging men down inside the 5 to the 4. Shane Green goes for 22 as he drags tacklers inside the 5.
Obviously his leg is fine.
Sets up 1st and goal for the Panthers. But we'll see that 1st and goal play after the quarter break. As we head to the second quarter, Strath Haven leads this one 21-0. You're watching high school football here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa?
Sure did.
And the Frank tank?
You know it.
And now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on Haven Football.
Welcome back here to Hank Johns Field on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School as the Panthers lead this one 21-0 here to start the second quarter. They'll have 1st and goal from the 4 and 4 cracks at it they'll get to try and make this a 28-0 game here and get us ever closer to a running clock.
Yeah, right now, Truman has not been able to put up much defense or offense for that matter. They've just been struggling terribly. They also, I might add, have a relatively small roster. I think they had 35 kids on their roster, which is tough to field a decent football team with that few kids.
They had 35 men on their roster, but unfortunately their freshman program, their freshman season got canceled not for lack of participation on their end, but they added all their freshmen to their roster tonight, and we've had a lot of guys trying to find names. It's pregame. Kitchen under center. In the backfield. Handoff goes Fisher. Breaking tackles, and he'll pound his way into the end zone for another Strath Haven touchdown. Panthers now lead this one 27-0. Fisher pounds it in from the 4 for his second touchdown of the night. Ben Milligan on for his 4th extra point attempt. Ball is snapped, spotted, kick is away, and the kick is good. Strath Haven leads this one 28-0 with 11:55 to play here in the second quarter. Mike?
Let's go to a commercial break. You're listening to high school or watching high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Your car is probably your second biggest investment, and AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven wants to keep that investment in tip-top shape. AMF Auto Clinic has been maintaining automobiles since 1961, and they take pride in their work and in keeping your car in perfect running order. From inspections to general maintenance and repair, you can trust your auto investment to AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven. Call for an appointment today at 610-872-2167.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Truman High School, where the score is 28-0 in favor of Strath Haven. It has been all Strath Haven, as you would imagine. Truman has had trouble just really doing much of anything, unfortunately, and hopefully they're going to get a little stronger as we go. But we're ready to kick off again with just the beginning of the second quarter.
Gallagher has the ball teed up on the near hash as the Tigers have a couple of men deep to return. And it's another short kick. Bounces at the 26. Taken and belted immediately by Ben Milligan is number 3, Abraham Batali. And that'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 26-yard line.
Well, I don't know what you say to the kids on the Truman team. It's, you keep fighting, you're coming out, you're doing a job, but
you got to keep battling here for the Truman kids.
Definitely got to keep battling.
They absolutely are. They're trying. It's just I
just wish I had some words of wisdom.
Facing a team that's a little bit bigger and stronger than they are. Yeah. Truman comes out once again, shotgun look. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Kennedy hands it off. Has his man in Bradley taking it up and dancing around across the 30 down to the 32-yard line.
It was a good run. He kept his patience. He didn't rush it, waited for his blocks to form, found an alley, and took off for about a 7-yard, 6-yard gain.
Gain of about 6 out to the 33. Brings up 2nd and 4. Pardon me, that was Newkirk on the carry. That's Kennedy in the gun. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Kennedy throws the quick screen. Has his man in Andahar complete. But
there
are flags on the play. Looks like there was a hold. And that'll be coming back.
And that was a first down, I think.
He would have had the first down yardage, but holding on the Tigers will march this back 10 yards and replay 2nd down. Brings up 2nd and about 14 now for the Tigers. Not what you want to see there, They had a nice positive play on the quick screen.
On the other hand, he only escaped from the tackle apparently because the hold was right at the point. Yeah.
So, see what the Tigers can do here with 2nd and 14. Once again, 3 receivers to the near side. Batal, Chapman, and Guillaume. One to the far side. Kennedy looking for it all. Has his man in and out of the hands of Batali.
Boy, that was close.
With Makai Clark in coverage. Does a nice job to break that one up as he had it in his hands at about the Strath 40, but just couldn't corral it as Makai Clark closed and broke it up.
That was a pretty pass, and almost great reception.
Very nice pass there from quarterback Marshall Kennedy.
He was covered, obviously. That's why Makai got in there and knocked it down. But
Makai Clark did a nice job in coverage to get his hands in there and jar the football loose. Kennedy jogs in the play for the Tigers here. 3rd and 14 from their own 23. They come up to the line quickly. They'll go 3 receivers to the near side. Whistles, and we have delay game.
Oh, that's why they were rushing.
On the Tigers, that'll bring up 3rd and 19. Once again, we're at a field where they do have play clocks at either end. I don't know if they're actually operational.
They are.
They are. So there should really be not a whole lot of excuses.
Well, you saw them hurrying up the line. You obviously realized at that point they were going to run out of time.
Here come the Tigers. Shotgun look for Kennedy. 3rd and 19. Takes a snap, pressured. Inside screen.
Oh!
And the receiver is absolutely wrecked by number 20, Marco Kaufman, or number 44, Sean Henry, as the ball got there. And the pass falls incomplete.
Some of the fans
4th and 19.
Were calling for a flag, but there's nothing wrong with that hit.
It looked to be perhaps a little bit late.
A little bit late.
The ball may have hit the turf. Looks like it may have hit the turf.
Oh,
and
I
then
didn't think so.
I thought it was a pretty good hit there from the Panther defender. As Hurd boots it away, and the fair catch called for and made by Milligan just inside midfield at the Tiger 48 as the Panthers take over for their 5th offensive possession, looking for their 5th touchdown of the night with 10:28 to play here in the 2nd quarter.
Oh, another short field for the Panthers, obviously. Their own at the
Tiger 48, another short field. See if the Panthers can cash in again. Kitchen looking, drops back to pass, fires, has his man Fisher. Broken up at the last second by Aquil Chapman. That ball floated for a little bit too long, intended for James Fisher. Chapman was able to get over there and nearly pick it off.
And he was wide open. I mean, nobody covered him on the out pattern, and the ball, as you said, floated so long it allowed him to come over and make the play.
And if he makes that play, perhaps he's standing in the other end zone.
Oh, I think so.
With the Panthers defenders going the other way. Handoff up the middle goes Fisher. Goes Green, pardon. Out inside the 45 down to the 41. That'll bring up 3rd and short, a manageable 3. Gain of 7 on that play. Personnel changes. Henry checks out. Gustafson checks in for 3rd and about 3.
Definitely 4-down territory.
Wing to the far side is Kaufman. Goes handoff Fisher. Cuts back to the middle.
Ooh.
Runs over a man at the 35 and breaks the tackle down to the 30, where he's eventually taken down by Aquil Chapman. Another tackle in the secondary. You don't want to see that a whole lot. You don't like to see that if you're a Tigers fan.
Right.
But with the way Strath Haven's playing tonight, there's going to be a lot of tackles made by your secondary for the Tigers. Kitchen under center, wing to the near side is Fisher. Goes in motion, toss play. Fisher off that left side. He'll beat his man down the sideline and walk into the end zone for another Panther touchdown with 9:13 to play here in the second quarter. It is Strath Haven pulling away. Strath Haven 34, Truman nothing. And we have an injured Tiger down on the far sideline. We have an official timeout as we wait for this extra point.
You want to try to break for a commercial?
And we'll step aside for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K child care with an emphasis on learning? Duckling's Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old, within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School, on Moore Road in Wallingford.
I'm coming back right now.
Welcome back to Hank Johns Field here on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School. Panthers taking another run off that far side for James Fisher around the edge. Ends in the end zone. Strath Haven leading 34-0. Ben Milligan on for his 5th extra point attempt of this first half. Snap is a little high. The kick is spotted away and perfect. Strath Haven up 35-0 with 9:13 to play here in the first half.
Now we'll take a commercial.
And we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K child care with an emphasis on learning? Duckling's Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old, within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School, on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back here to Henry C. Morgan Stadium and Hank Johns Field here on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School, where the Panthers lead 35-0 with 9:13 to play in the first half. Ian Gallagher preparing to tee the ball up at the 40-yard on the near hash at the 40-yard line. Standing deep for the Tigers, number 6, Raheem Bradley, and number 2, Aquil Chapman. They're standing just inside their 10-yard line.
Ooh, very short kick.
High short kick. Fair caught at the 35 by number 8, Gavin Stone of the Tigers. Best field position of the night for the Tigers, out at their own 35-yard line.
I'm assuming that the kicks have been intentional for Haven because, it's a good way to get somebody hurt is when you're kicking it deep and, you're slamming into each other. So if we kick it shorter, they're not too concerned about the field position. So
not as many collisions.
Right. With not the intensity.
Tigers come up to the line. 1st and 10 from their own 35. It'll be Kennedy under center with an I formation. They'll go handoff. And tackled after a gain of just a couple is Raheem Bradley. It'll be Gustafson in on the stop for the Panthers. Gain of just 2 on the play, or 1.5 yards on the play, brings up 2nd and a long 8. As Kennedy jogs in the play for the Tigers, hoping to get something going on this drive that would maybe see them get on the scoreboard. They'll go 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Newkirk to the far side and Batali to the near side. Shotgun look for Kennedy. They'll go handoff Bradley up the middle and brought down after a gain of just 2 by Sean Henry and friends for the Panthers. Another short gain for the Tigers. It was Newkirk on the carry, but a couple of sure-handed tacklers there by the Panthers.
A little under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. If this score continues with this kind of difference between the scores, this will go running clock for the second half.
3rd and a long 6 for the Tigers. Kennedy pressured up the middle and is thrown down by Jahai Curtis.
And a flag.
But there's a flag late.
It seemed like a face mask to me, but I don't know.
Face mask called for immediately. Personal foul on Truman.
No.
On Strath Haven.
That was a mistake.
We'll see 15 yards marked off from the 30, and it'll be just about enough for a Tigers first down.
Okay, they gave it to him.
Roughing the passer on Strath Haven will give the Tigers a first down.
That can't be roughing the passer. He had the ball.
It'll be a personal foul on the Panthers.
That'd be face mask.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Tigers with as we take under 7.5 to play here in the first half. Kennedy shotgun look. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Takes the snap. Handoff. Bradley met in the backfield by a couple of host of Panthers, Gustafson, Kaufman, and Henry in on the stop. Loss of 1 on the play back to the 44-yard line. Nice job by the Panthers defensive line to get off the blocks and get to the ball carrier and Bradley and drop him for a loss on the play.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's in the quiver for Truman, but what they've got so far is they had that one pass that looked really good.
2nd and 11 for the Tigers. 2 receivers to the far side. Shotgun look. Motion man is Andahar. Kennedy fires. Andahar on the catch. Inside, cross midfield and down to the Panther 45 and another Truman first down.
There you go.
They're getting some nice ball movement here on this drive.
Yep.
Little help out by that personal foul on the Panthers, but
they'll
take what they can get at this point with the way the game's been going.
If it hadn't grabbed the face mask would have been 3rd and forever.
Attention, please. All band senior parents, please come to the bathroom side.
Once again, shotgun look for the Tigers. 3 receivers to the near side. It's Vitale and Guillaume. Belted immediately as he caught the ball.
No, incomplete.
And dropped by Andahar. Excellent coverage there by James Fisher for the Panthers to blow up that play, and Andahar is down, but gets up and hit.
I think he was more just disappointed.
Took a hard hit there from Fisher to break up that play.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, we'll look at it on
He'll
the game
check
film
out
tomorrow, but
it looked like it was a catch and
a fumble.
Catch and down by contact.
Oh well, that could
more than
I don't know
catching a fumble,
I don't know.
Because it looked like he was on the ground when the ball came out. But that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Tigers from the Panther 45. Kennedy jogs in the play for the Tigers, and they'll run up to the line as we tick the play clock inside of 5 seconds.
5 seconds. 5.
And
play clock. You're right. It's the end of that.
They'll
they take a timeout.
Timeout, Truman, as the play clock was winding down, and we'll take a break with them with 5:22 to play here in the first half on HavenFootball.net.
Looking to start an exciting career in the healthcare field? Then Keystone Quality Transport is looking for you. Keystone Quality Transport, the region's premier non-emergency medical transportation company, offers a full scholarship into a comprehensive emergency medical technician certification program. Would you like to obtain a National Registry Emergency Medical Technician certification and earn $20 per hour to start? Send an email to hr@kqthealth.com. Start your rewarding healthcare career today.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back here to Hank Johns Field on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School, where the Panthers are leading this one 35-0 with 5:43 to play here in the first half. Tigers have 2nd and 10 from the Panther 45. They'll jog in the play, and clock will restart on the snap. Truman goes 3 receivers to the near side. It's Vitale, Newkirk, and
goodness gracious.
We have a false start as
He pointed to the Panthers. It can't be the Panthers, yeah.
False start on the offense. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. Miscommunication on the snap count as the receiver on the far side just took off running.
Yep.
Hoping that the ball would be snapped, but that'll be 2nd and 15 now for the Tigers from midfield. Kennedy jogs in the play for the Tigers. Play clock under 10 seconds here. Tigers need to hurry to the line. They'll go 2 receivers to the near side. And whistles once again. Another false start. Looked like 2 receivers on the near side weren't even set because the clock was running down. And that'll bring up 2nd and 20.
You know, when you're having trouble defending and you're having trouble finding your offense, these kind of mistakes are just killers. Just absolute.
You can't put yourself behind the sticks when you're not moving the ball all that well against a strong Haven defense. Truman goes motion. Kennedy drops back, pressured, hit, and dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of another 8 or 9 yards. Cole Miller and Jahai Curtis get to him, as well as Alexi Gustafson and Nick Faribaugh. Whole host of Panthers along that defensive line just closed in on Kennedy and dropped him back at the 37 for a loss of 7 on the play. Brings up 3rd and forever.
27.
Tigers need the Panther 35-yard line for a first down. They have the ball at their 37. They'll go shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Single setback off Kennedy's hip, drops back. Pressured, going to step up and run. Across the 40, across the 45, taken down by Curtis and Milligan as he crosses the 45 out to the 47. That'll bring up 4th and 17. After a 10-yard gain on 3rd and 27. That'll bring up 4th and 17. And Trevin Hurd will come on to punt the ball away once again, see if he can get another good punt and pin the Panthers back inside their own 20. And whistles again, flags, a false start. That'll push the Tigers back another 5 yards. I'm not sure if that one was, again, due to the play clock running down, but again, pre-snap penalties for the Tigers have been a huge problem on this drive. And that'll bring up 4th and 22 now for the Tigers. Still in punt formation with Trevin Hurd ready to punt this ball away. Ben Milligan standing just inside the Panther 35. Hurd gets the low snap, controls it, gets the ball away. Fair catch signaled for and made inside the 35 at the Strath Haven 32 with 3:41 to play here in the first half. We'll take a short timeout on havenfootball.net.
Hold on a second.
Have nagging soft tissue injury, chronic joint pain? Give Rose Tree Wellness Center a call and see Dr. Tom O'Brien for a complete diagnosis and treatment. Dr. O'Brien specializes in active release techniques, ART. ART can deal with many issues, including chronic shoulder, knee, and ankle.
Welcome back here to Hank Johns Field. Strath Haven has the ball from their own 32. Kitchen, handoff. Off that left side. Shane Green off the right. Cross midfield and into Tiger territory, taken down around the Tiger 45 after a scamper for about 23 there from Shane Green. The Strath Haven looking to continue to add to their already sizable lead. Ball will be spotted at the 45 of the Tigers for another Panthers first down. Panthers come to the line. Kitchen under center, wing to the far side is Kaufman. They'll go handoff Kaufman. Takes it. Oh no, that's Ryan Henry taking the ball and speeding away from guys as he gets brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Maybe they'll give him the 9.
Beautiful block here.
Excellent block there from Billy Brown to set him free, and he'll get the ball down to the 9-yard line for another Panther first down, setting up 1st and goal for the Panthers from the 9. Kitchen under center. Green and Clark in the backfield. Handoff Clark, cuts it back. Up the middle, and he'll walk, and he'll pound his way down into the end zone for another Panther touchdown with 2:39 to play here in the first half. Strath 41 and Truman 0.
Well, this is getting a little ugly now, unfortunately.
Another great block.
Yeah.
Well-blocked run from the Panthers' offensive line. And now Ian Gallagher comes on to attempt the extra point for the Panthers. Snap, up, and is good. Ian Gallagher tacks on the 42nd point of the night with 2:39 to play here in the first half. Strath Haven leads this one 42-0 on havenfootball.net.
Or buying a home is serious business, and for serious business the key to your success is to work with an experienced agent. Sandy McCulley has over 20 years of real estate experience and is a seller representative specialist as well as a certified residential specialist. Sandy specializes in Delaware County real estate. Sandy conveniently works out of the Media Berkshire Hathaway Home Marketing Center in Media. Let Sandy's experience be your advantage in today's multifaceted real estate market. Give Sandy a call at 610-368-6641.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Henry C. Morgan Stadium and Hank Johns Field on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School, as Ian Gallagher has the ball teed up and ready to kick it away from the 40-yard line, with the Panthers leading 42-0 with 2:39 to play here in the first half. 2 men standing deep inside the 15 for Truman. Gallagher will blast this one. That'll go inside the 10-yard line, taken from the 7. It's taken by the Tigers out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Taken down by Nick Faribault is number 5, Rymir Newkirk. It'll be 1st and 10, Tigers from their own 21-yard line.
With about 2.5 to play in the first half, we will, even if Truman gets a score here, it'll still be a running clock. So, we'll be running clock in the second half.
Cushion now that a Truman touchdown does not take this out of running clock territory. We'll also probably see some mass substitutions for the second half. Kennedy fires, complete, takes the hit, and is dropped by Faribault and friends out to the 24, gain of 3 on the play. Reception was, I believe, number 19, DeAndre Galome, for a gain of 3 on the play. Kennedy jogs in the play with Andahar, and they come to the line. Receivers to the near side, Chapman and Battelli. Receiver to the far side is Bradley. Motion man is Andahar. Kennedy drops back. Fires, has his man. Hook, lateral from Chapman, goes out of bounds.
Well, this is 2 weeks in a row we've seen that play.
Tried to lateral it to Newkirk, who I think didn't realize that was what the play call was, and just left the ball. And luckily for the Tigers, it rolled out of bounds and out of harm's way. So, because there were a couple of Panthers there almost ready to scoop it up. But instead, we have 3rd and about 3 for the Tigers. They'll send 3 receivers to the far side. Batali, Chapman, and Andahar. 1 receiver to the near side. Chapman fires high, intended for Bradley. And that'll bring up 4th and 3 from their own 28-yard line. And the Tigers will send in on the punt team, it appears.
What do you think, Haven will just take a knee for the next minute and a half?
Potentially.
Yep.
Ben Milligan standing just across the 50 with Trevin Hurd back awaiting the punt snap. 1:37 to go here in the first half. Hurd takes a snap, gets it away. Milligan fair catch signaled for and made inside his 45 at the Panther 43 with 93 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here as the Panthers lead this one 42-0 with 1:33 to go until halftime. Halftime, Mike and I will round up some scores from around District 1. We'll talk a little bit about the disappointment of the Phillies and the
great success of the Eagles last week.
The success of the Eagles, and that's probably, and we'll talk about this game a little bit.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot to talk about here. It's just I admire the Truman team because they have played, for 10 weeks, and they're out there giving it their all, and it's it just isn't working.
We have a timeout for Strathaven as they are making some mass substitutions here. It looks like just before halftime. Looks like they're going to try and get some of their JV guys in.
Well, if they're going to do that, then they're probably going to not take a knee.
Looks like Caden Schuster was in at quarterback for the Panthers. We'll try and round up some of those other names for you as the Panthers come onto the field.
Well, what I was saying is it's just tough to ask a bunch of kids to come out and play their hearts out and get beat, pretty badly week in and week out. So I do admire them for their efforts, and they're trying. And it's just a tough season playing tough teams, and what are you gonna do?
Indeed, a number of substitutions for the Panthers. We'll try and get those for you. One of them is Caden Schuster in at quarterback for the Panthers. Takes a snap, hands it off. Open space, and cutting it back is number 36, Quinn Kell, out across midfield down to the Tiger 45-yard line. As we tick inside a minute to go when this snap is taken, most likely. Schuster under center, wing to the near side, 2 men in the backfield. Takes the ball, hands it off.
Ooh.
Bottled up in the backfield and dropped for a loss is Ryan Henry. Dropped by R.J. Cox, Muhammad Toure, and friends. That'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And we have 30 seconds to go here in the first half. We'll
20-second clock, so we got one more play to go.
One more play here in the first half. Schuster jogs in the play. And they'll go, looks like probably just take a knee at this point. Schuster takes the ball, takes the snap, takes a knee, and the teams will head to the locker room. At the half, Strathaven leads this one. Strathaven 42, Truman 0. You're watching high school football here on havenfootball.net.
Do you have slow-running drains? Are you thinking about selling your home or property? If so, go to scarpagnatoplumbing.com and schedule a technician. They are the area's only small plumbing company to offer in-house trenchless sewer and water main repairs. They also offer sewer lateral certifications for the surrounding communities. From faucets to water heaters, they can handle all your plumbing needs. Give them a call at 484-832-5566.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.com.
The Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper has partnered up with havenfootball.net. The Swarthmorean was established in 1893 and is a true community newspaper and covers the Wallingford-Swarthmore School District as well as events in Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding communities. Get your copy every Friday at 320 Market or Swarthmore Co-op or call 610-543-0900 for a mailed subscription. For all the local news, read the Swarthmorean every week.
Hey fans, this is Todd Lights, public address announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you are listening to high school football right here at Haven Football.
Volunteer with South Media Fire Company, serving Nether Providence Township and Rose Valley Borough, where you and your unique skills and passions are wanted. Volunteering with South Media Fire Company isn't just about responding to emergency calls, it's about building lifelong connections. As a volunteer, you'll forge friendships that extend beyond the firehouse while serving your community. For more information, please visit us at southmediafire.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Jaworski, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Harry S. Truman High School, where we're at the halftime. Panthers leading 42-0. We will be using a full running clock. It's the second half, part of the mercy rule. The clock will only stop for scores, injuries, and timeouts. So it should be a fairly fast second half. And I think we already saw most of second string personnel coming in at the very end of the second half for Strath Haven. So it should be, for those of you who are watching who have kids that generally don't get to play varsity and playing a lot of junior varsity, you may see a lot of activity this particular time. I know that Andrew is trying to get score updates. He'll probably be doing that for a while, so now I have to do my monologue. So did you hear the one about the two guys that walked in? No, that's not the monologue I was supposed to use. So it's been an unfortunate situation, for Truman, and I really dislike covering games that are this one-sided because, it's a bunch of 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and it's, you want them to have some reasonable success. Not everybody can win every game, obviously, but you want them to have some success. And so far, Truman has only managed to win one game early in this season, and now they've been beaten badly by several teams, and it looks like they're going to get beaten badly by Haven. Hopefully the scoring will stop. I know those who are going to see their kids play hope they will get a touchdown or two, and that's always a positive thing. But at the end of the day, you don't want to run up a score on a bunch of kids. And you don't do it intentionally. You say, look, here's the ball. This is the play. If you can run and get to the end zone, get to the end zone. We don't expect you to fall down. So it's just unfortunate to see kids get beaten that badly, and you feel for them, as I do for Truman, and as I have felt for other teams that we have beaten pretty decisively. So you're always looking for a good game. You're looking for relatively close. By the way, relatively close as far as I'm concerned is 21 points. But, if it's closer than that, it's really exciting. But it can go, you want a game where people feel they're in it and they have a chance to do something. And right now, Truman's going to play for the chance to hopefully put some points on the board. That's going to be their motivation. And quite frankly, at this stage of the game, I wish them some success in the second half. Andrew, where are we at? We're talking about things in general.
Yeah, it's been a tough game for the Tigers, and Panthers have taken advantage and just taken what's been given to them and been able to run the ball as they do against most teams. So we're looking at.
We just got a message from Brian Carroll, who was up at the equivalent of 2 o'clock in the morning. Boys Latin lost. That could likely put Marple back to the 6th seed on our side of the bracket, which means that depending on how it all lays out, we could play Marple again.
Yeah.
And as long as you're looking, Brian, and you're listening and you're 8,000 miles away, where's that put Springfield?
That would keep Springfield probably at the 3 seed.
So if we're in the 2 seed, the evens are one bracket and the odds are the other bracket.
No,
right?
it would be Chester's on the other side, Plymouth Whitemarsh is on the other side. We'd be on the same side as Springfield.
Okay, so that could be the number 2 game.
2-3 are going to be on the same side of the bracket.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Right.
1-4 with a 16-team bracket. You have 1-4 1-4 on the same side.
All right, you got me in the weeds already, and we're going to get
I'm in the
weeds. So in any event, maybe Brian will get back to us and let us know where he sees Springfield if, under the circumstances, maybe not making any difference at all. In the meantime, let's talk about, do we want to depress ourselves with Phillies baseball? We probably should say something.
They played
badly.
A very disappointing set of 2 games.
They went into a slump.
It was a disappointing set of 5 games.
Yeah, well.
After winning the first 2 at home.
Yep, and then they slumped.
The bats went quiet. The pitching held up their end of the bargain for the most part.
No, come on. They lost.
Lost 2 games. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
The starting pitching held up their end of the bargain for the most part over the final 5 games. However, the bullpen did not do their job.
Bringing you into the booth here. Say hello.
And more specifically, Craig Kimbrell did not do his job.
Well,
he blew a couple of games.
Yeah, he really
in
did.
Games 3 and 4. If you look at this, what that series was, the Phillies are up 2-0 going to Arizona. Game 3, they're up a run after 6.5. They lose that game. In Game 4, they're up 3 after 6.5. They lose that game.
Yep. Total collapse of the bullpen.
They win Game 5.
Decisively.
They're coming home where they haven't lost all postseason. Arizona has to win 2 straight in Philly. You think,
no way.
Surely this series is over. The Phillies are going to the World Series.
You thought that after they won the first 2.
Yeah, you thought that after the first 2. If they take 1 in Arizona, then they come back. Then they just have to come back and win 1 in Philly. They take 1 in Arizona. They come back. They have to win 1 in Philly. The bats go cold.
Well, the bats go colder. The pitching got really good. I mean, it's always when your bats don't hit, then you say your bats are cold. But when the other team's bats are cold, we tell everybody it's the pitching. So it really doesn't work out that way. I think
it was a little bit of the pitching, but it was a lot of the Phillies. Like, they were swinging at pitches that were never strikes.
Better. Castellanos
Turner had some terrible swings. Romuto had some terrible swings.
And then when they had the bases loaded, couldn't score anybody. It's like, all right, guys.
Like, bases loaded, 1 out. You need to be able to put something on the board. A leadoff double by Kyle Schwarber. You have the heart of your lineup coming up. You've got to be able to push them across. They don't. This is so much worse than last year's loss. Last year,
wasn't the World Series.
Last year, they weren't supposed to be there. They got there. They lost to a better team. This year, they were supposed to win this series, not necessarily the World Series, but they were supposed to win the NLCS. They had every opportunity to do so, and they absolutely choked it away.
Yeah, well, what did they look? Baseball is a game of streaks, and they decided somehow
the cold streak came at the absolute wrong
time. The baseball
time.
Gods decided that they were going to go into a cold streak.
They streaked a couple weeks too early.
So in any event, all right, and let's talk now about the Eagles, who I was quite frankly very impressed with.
I was not expecting a win on Sunday night.
A lot of people weren't, and I didn't have any feeling about it either way. But I wanted to see better football, and I'm still very concerned about Hurts. I don't know what.
There's a lot to be concerned about with Jalen. He's turned the ball over 10 times this season.
He did hold the ball a little more in the pocket, which I was pleased with. I thought the play calling.
Some of that he held too long because he was hit and fumbled.
Yeah, but I thought the play calling was vastly superior. They mixed it up nicely. I thought they ran, plenty of times, which they should have, which I think threw off Miami's ability to defend the pass. I just thought it was a nicely played game in all aspects, and the only one, like I said, I was disappointed in was Jalen Hurts still hasn't found himself.
No. Like, last year he had such a great season, you're thinking, of course he's going to come back and be a great quarterback, but there's something that's just not there with Jalen this season that was there last year, and I can't tell you what it is.
I'm sure if he'd figure it out, he'd do it.
Yep. He'd do it because that's the kind of quarterback the player he is.
More importantly, if any of his coaches knew what the problem was, they would be coaching him out of it. So,
and Jalen's shown that he's extremely coachable. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens the second half, the remainder of the season.
Yes.
Things should straighten out. The Eagles are still 7-1, and Jalen Hurts hasn't played a great game.
Right, no doubt about it.
you can't really complain because they're the only NFC team with one loss.
All right, well, we're going to go to a commercial
We'll take
break
a short
real quick,
break.
and then we're going to come back for some updates.
We'll come back with some score updates and more talk, maybe some more talk on the Eagles. You're watching high school football here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa
Sure did.
and the Frank tank,
You know it.
and now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on Haven Football.
And we're back. Still at halftime, still having our senior celebrations, I guess, for the band.
Yeah, it's the band senior celebrations
So they won't be performing
on the field.
That explains why our band didn't go out, because they're already got about 3.5 minutes left, supposedly, of halftime. We shall see. In the meantime, what do you have in updates?
We've got currently Cheltenham over Wissahickon 22-0. Chichester and Bishop Shanahan trails Bishop Shanahan's 13-7. Downingtown East up on Downingtown West 28-7. That's a surprising score. Two of the top teams out in Chester County going all one way towards Downingtown East. Neshaminy and Pennsbury tied at 14. Penwood 1-7, leading Interborough 22-15. Marple up on Pencrest 21-0. Boys Latin lost to School of the Future this afternoon. Phoenixville and Perk Valley are tied at 14. Pope John Paul leads Springford 14-7. And Methacton leads Pottstown 15-8. Central Bucks West also up on Central Bucks East 14-7. Springfield leads Radnor 49-14. That has just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And Garnet Valley? Did you announce that yet?
I have not seen a Garnet Valley score yet.
Okay.
I will see if I can find that one momentarily.
All right, well, we're back in the booth here because we still have this senior band night. And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more kids to go before they're finished. This is one of the longer senior presentations. Well, of course, when we do band, we just announce their names, don't we?
Yeah, generally with our band, they announce the name. They didn't even announce the band names this year.
Yeah. Takes a while. When you have 400 kids, if you're assuming 1/4 of them are seniors,
you got about 100 band kids to name. And that's very hard to go through that many kids in just a couple of minutes in the halftime show.
Well, Nick can do it because he's very quick, but still, if you blink, you miss it.
Yeah, but all you've got to do is, all he's doing is reading out the names. He's not going through each player and saying, each member of the band and saying what each of them are doing. Garnet Valley is up 21-0 on Upper Darby.
Okay, not a surprise. Obviously.
Early in the second half.
So I'm just readjusting our other field camera.
Here we're still waiting on halftime band.
So Philadelphia's playing Washington on Sunday, right?
The Eagles play the Commanders on Sunday.
Right.
Another 1 o'clock start. One of their very few this year. One of 3, I believe it is.
That's because my grandson's playoff game is at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
They play. Most of the Eagles games this year, because they're good, are
later.
Nationally televised or in prime time. So, should be another tight battle with the Commanders. Last time they played, they went to overtime. Eagles make the trip down 95 to FedEx Field for this Sunday's game.
What's Washington's record right now?
Washington is.
I'm not gonna look it up too. Because it's just the Eagles always seem to play to the level of their competition.
Well, it's also a divisional game, so they always tend to be tighter. Commanders are 3-4 this season. They played the Eagles tight in game 1. They obviously took them to overtime. Ron Rivera
But
let it go to overtime by not going for 2, which I think he should have gone for 2 in the win, because at that point in the season, then you're 3-1. You beat the Eagles.
Unless he doesn't get the 2, and then you lose.
Well, they lost anyway, so.
Yeah, right.
I mean, in the moment, I was expecting them to go for 2, because in today's NFL, you go for 2, you try and see if you can steal the win, especially as a team like the Commanders that's not expected to be very good in that Week 4 game, but they decided, we're just going to kick the extra point and see if we can.
Like I said, in spite of their record, I thought they were not playing very well for at the time undefeated team.
No, but I'd say they still aren't playing particularly well.
Well, like I said, I thought last week's game was pretty good.
Yeah.
If they could keep doing that every week, I'd be very happy.
They did play very well this past Sunday night against the Dolphins.
I was wrong. Maybe they are going to play.
In the beautiful Kelly Green uniforms that they debuted Sunday night as...
See, the Kelly Green uniforms make sense to me, but some of these throwbacks to 38...
What, the blue and yellow for the Birds?
It's like, who's alive anymore to even saw these guys play in these outfits? And why do they care? Throwbacks in baseball can be fun.
The Phillies powder blues.
Yeah, well, is that a throwback? I guess it is.
Yeah. That's to, when was that? Late 90s, early 90s, late 80s, I think.
But, of course, it's becoming now with these teams, the uniforms have become...
You bring back uniforms.
You're bringing back so many of them now that it becomes part of your repertoire.
Yeah.
So obviously the band is going to play. So this thing's going to run a whole lot, assuming it's more than a 3-minute presentation, which the way they're setting up, I think, is probably not the case. Although the Panthers are coming back onto the field right now.
The teams are getting ready to come back onto the field. At least Haven is from the far side end zone. So we'll see how long this show from Truman lasts. It was supposed to be a 20-minute halftime I was hearing on the field pregame. So we'll see how long this actually goes, because they had 15 minutes. They put another 6 on the clock, so that takes us to 21, and we've got 2 minutes on the clock at this point. So
all right, well, I'll tell you what, let's mute our mics and just let the audience watch the band.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and that's the Harry S. Truman marching band, the last half of their program or so, as they clear themselves off the field.
And the teams are in the end zones, I believe, all stretched out and ready to get this second half underway. Will have a running clock the rest of the way, with the Panthers leading this one 42-0.
Right, although we don't have a clock on our scoreboard itself, just so that those who are curious. Anytime that score at halftime is exceeded by 35 points, or you lead by 35 or more points, it's considered a mercy rule. It's a running clock. The clock, once it starts, will not stop except for injuries, scores, and timeouts. So passing doesn't stop the clock. Out of bounds doesn't stop the clock. First downs don't stop the clock. Just specific attempts to stop the clock with timeouts, a score, obviously, and an injury. So it should be a pretty crisp first or second half. Now the cheerleaders apparently are at dance a little bit. We're already at the 2-hour mark on this broadcast, and we're not even beginning the second half yet. This could be an NFL game.
Yeah, we're leaning that way right now in terms of how long this game's taken.
Well, the thing is,
the second half is not going to take another 2 minutes.
Remember,
hours.
The quarters are 12 minutes, and with a running clock, so 12 minutes will probably give us
45 minutes or so. So we'll be approaching 3 hours on this broadcast, but that's probably closer to what we'll see in the playoffs.
I don't know. It depends on how much passing is done.
Yeah, it depends on how much and how close the games are.
Yep. So, of course, you got a big audience. It's your time to show yourself off. You had the senior celebration for the band. That was pretty long, but they wanted to do it for individually for the kids. The cheerleaders wanted to get on and produce their floor number, which they did. And now the Haven's coming out and starting to get a little warmed up, and I suspect the Tigers
Truman will
are
do the same at the
Yep.
far end of the on the right side of the screen. And then we'll get ready to go for the second half here.
Yep.
Why don't we
So
take
thanks for joining us. We do want to welcome everybody from WWON who out of New York. They've been watching several of our games this season, and hopefully we'll be carrying some of our playoff games. And the same thing with NFHS. If you're a subscriber and you're watching this on their network, we thank you and we appreciate it. And stay tuned. Keep your membership going because we're going to have some playoff games coming. And always a nice way to watch. And, of course, NFHS is always a good deal. It is a service fee per month, but it's unlimited watching. So if you're really into – it's not just football. It's high school sports of any kind.
Sports in general.
You can watch all sorts of great stuff on NFHS, including they have a whole archive situation. So it's something that's definitely worth watching, and particularly if you're a sports fan, and particularly, obviously, if you're a high school sports fan. But as we start the playoffs, we'll be covering those games when we get if we get to the state playoffs, which will begin in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
If we get that far,
Thanksgiving.
Right, it's win one and you're out, or lose one and out. So you got to win them all. But we work with NFHS as a broadcast team, so we're going to look to grab some games in the state playoff system. So depending on who it is and where it is and other things like that. So we'll see what happens. But stay tuned to that network, and WWON will announce which playoff games they're going to carry.
And stay tuned to havenfootball.net for all of our continuing coverage through the weekend when we get up complete full stats and game archives.
It's going to be a little late this weekend, guys. We're really short-staffed. We got some personal things going on, so a lot of people don't realize this, but stats takes 2 or 3 hours because we review the game tape, and then the play of the game takes a good 5 to 6 hours to produce, and although it may be shorter this time because the play of the games will probably pretty much stop at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
We'll just probably show the final score, and depending on what happens in this half. Sometimes
cover some of the touchdowns in the second half.
Sometimes we want to highlight, obviously, the JV team, the kids that are playing. If they have a good play, we want to show that. Give them the opportunity to shine with their family and friends. So, all right, well, teams are going to their appropriate sidelines.
The teams head to the sideline. Strath Haven will prepare to kick this one away to start the second. No, Strath Haven will get the ball to start the second half.
I was thinking, it seems like 2 hours ago, who was it that got the ball
after
first?
Truman won the toss and elected to receive the opening kickoff.
Right.
Strath Haven will get the ball here to start the second half.
See, normally we have a whole stat program that Andrew does every game, but because he's doing play-by-play.
We'll see what the JV team does.
Yeah.
Well,
it won't be all JVs, though.
Some of the JV players do here to start the second half, and see
as you can tell, I'm
how the
beginning to
offense
lose my voice.
can continue, if they can continue to operate as smoothly as they did in the first half. Strath Haven sending number 25.
Well, quite frankly,
number 16.
I hope the JV struggles a little more than the varsity has, because that would be
Grayson LaFrance. Number 29, Nate Lynn. And are back deep to return. You got Ryan Henry, Shane Green.
All the usual.
Sean Henry at about the 30. On the far side, you have 22 Brady Nangle on the far side at the 15. Tigers tee up the ball with Trevin Hurd at the 40-yard line, right in the middle of the field. Kicking off from left to right so the Panthers can move from right to left. Hurd kicks it away. Taken at the 17. And up the middle goes Nate Lynn across the 40 out to the 40, near the 45-yard line before he's brought down by number 16 for the Tigers. And the Panthers will get the ball with the clock rolling at their 45-yard line. Caden Schuster in at quarterback. Wing to the near side is Lynn. They'll go handoff. In the backfield and brought down immediately is Quinn Kell. Into the backfield quickly Mohamed Touré for the Tigers. Takes him down for a loss of 2. Ball back at the Panther 43-yard line as Schuster jogs in the play. And the Panthers prepare for 2nd and 12 here as the clock with the running clock. Lynn wing to the near side. Kell and Schuster in the backfield. Handoff, stretch play to the far side goes Lynn. Trips, and the turf monster got him as he trips out to the 45-yard line. Once again, the wide sweeps, the stretch plays for Haven, anything going to the outside's been working pretty well against this Tiger defense, which does not seem to have a ton of speed.
Although in that particular case, he only got a couple of yards, but he would have gone a lot further and tripped.
Schuster under center. Goes fullback handoff. Goes up the middle, powering out near the 50.
Left tackle for a gain of about 5.
Goes Quinn Kell for a gain of 5 out to midfield. Brings up 4th and 5. Strathaven will leave the offense. Nope, they'll bring the punt team out. It's Kitchen to punt it away.
4th and 5 for the Panthers.
They'll punt it away with 4th and 5. Tigers send one man deep, standing it around the 15. Kitchen gets the punt away, lands at the 25, and takes a Panther roll inside the 20, down near the 15, where it'll stop. And Sean Henry will touch it down there. And the Tigers will take over 1st and 10, 9:16 to play here in the third quarter, where the Tigers take over from their own 15-yard line. 1st and 10 as the clock gets back on rolling with the 42-0 score line. They actually back the ball up 1 yard to the 14.
And the play clock is not working.
So 1st and 10 here for the Tigers from their own 14-yard line.
I don't know if that's a rule with the Morrissey rule or not.
Kennedy in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Running back on his left hip. Drops back to pass. They'll go screen. Underneath, completes it. Out across the 20 to the 25. That'll be a Tiger first down on the completion from Kennedy to Newkirk. Gain of about 11 or 12 on the play out to the 26. Tackled by Brady Nangle and friends at the 26-yard line. As Kennedy jogs in the play. As we tick under 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. They'll send 3 receivers to the far side. Chapman, Batali, and Bradley. 1 receiver to the near side. They'll go handoff Newkirk. Stretch play. Panthers read it well and do well to drop him for no gain as the defense stretches it out well.
No doubt.
Bill Doherty and friends string him out for no gain. 2nd and 10. Ball at the Tiger 26-yard line. On the back end, you got Caden Schuster, Bill Doherty, Brady Nangle, Grayson LaFrance in for the Panthers. Kennedy in the shotgun, receiver, running back on his left hip. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Kennedy drops back, looking, pressured, lets it fly. Intended for Chapman, picked off at the 45. Coming the other way is Jack Schuster, his 2nd pick of the night. It's taken down inside the 20 by number 77, Donato Pellegrini. And the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 from the Tiger 19-yard line. Nice pass it looked like there from Kennedy. Had his man Chapman out there. Schuster just came in and from his safety position and picked off the ball at about the 45-yard line. However, there was an illegal block on the return, so it'll back the ball up for the Panthers back to the 40. Instead of starting inside the 20, it'll be 1st and 10, Strath Haven from the Tiger 40-yard line with 6:30 and counting to play here in the third quarter. We'll go Caden Schuster under center. Handoff goes up the middle, off the middle right side with Ryan Henry down to the 25, where he's
Ryan Henry on the carry.
Brought down by a pair of Tigers after a gain of 15 to set up another Panther first down.
Nick Green on the tackle.
Caden Schuster under center. Wing to the far side is Lynn. 10 men in the box. They read the snap count well, get into the backfield. Quinn Kelp driving his legs, keeps it moving, and gains 3 down to the 22.
Good second and third effort there.
Excellent second and third effort, especially when the defensive line was in the backfield on the snap.
Yep.
Nearly disrupted that handoff from Schuster to Kell, but they made it work, and Kell got 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 from the Tiger 22-yard line. Right on the edge of the red zone, probably 4-down territory here for the Panthers. Or you could potentially try and get your kicker a little bit extra bit of field goal work here.
Ooh.
10 men in the box. They'll go stretch play. Nate Lynn around the outside. Good block there by Faribaugh at the 20. And Lynn will get inside the 20 down to the 19 to set up a 3rd and short.
Good on the carry around the outside. Stop short of a 1st down.
Nice block there from Nick Faribaugh. Had 2 men, blocked one of them. Couldn't quite get the other man blocked. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3. 3.5 for the Panthers. Probably have 2 downs here to get the 3.5, 4 yards. Caden Schuster under center. 10 men in the box for the Tigers. They'll go handoff.
Ooh.
Blown up in the backfield. That was Teray, and
I may lose a yard on that one or 2 even.
Teray into the backfield immediately, and that'll be a loss of 2 on the play, bringing up 4th and 6 out to the 21-yard line. Panthers and Coach Clancy have a decision to make. They'll keep the offense on the field with Caden Schuster.
I would think they'd run wide left, wouldn't you? Give yourself some room and see if you can turn that corner.
See if you can bring that run back to the near side here, where you've got all the extra space with 10 men in the box, bringing pressure. They'll go handoff, and that play goes nowhere. It'll lose maybe another yard and a half. Handoff went to Ryan Henry. He's met immediately in the backfield, and he'll lose a yard, and that'll be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 to the Tigers now with 3.5 to play in the third quarter as the clock restarts.
Shouldn't have stopped.
It stopped briefly on the change of possession.
I don't think it's supposed to.
But
I don't know. I could be wrong.
We aren't the referees on the field
right.
that know all the intricacies of the rules. 1st and 10 here for the Tigers. Ball at their own 23-yard line as we take inside 3 minutes to play. They've got 3 receivers to the far side, 1 split to the near side. Receiver running back on Kennedy's right hip. Goes in motion is Bradley. They'll go screen intended for Troy Andahar.
He might just thrown that away.
Was thrown into the ground with the pressure coming from the Panthers.
Plus he had
Panther
was right there, I think.
On the screenplay, when the offensive line kind of lets all the pass rushers go because they're hoping the ball is complete and then they can block the linebackers and the secondary and hopefully get a big gain, but when the pass rush gets on the quarterback as quickly as it did right there, not too much luck you're going to have trying to complete that pass. So they'll go Kennedy under center, receiver to the near side, split backfield. Hard count. Kennedy, handoff. To the near side, Faribault misses the tackle, taking Chapman out across the 30, out near the 35, and that'll be good for a Tiger first down. Under 2 minutes to play now in the third quarter. This fast-moving third quarter, obviously with the running clock, game moves a whole lot quicker than it did in the first half.
Yes, that's for sure.
Tigers will come out under center. Single set backfield, wing to either side, split end to the far side. They'll go double motion. Handoff goes to Newkirk. Right up the middle, bouncing it outside. Kell and Flanagan in on the stop, but there's a flag on the play. Illegal shift. Pre-snap penalty. Tigers had 2 men in motion at the snap. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Back it up. 1st and 15 from the 30. As we tick under a minute to play here in the third quarter. 1st and 15 from the 30 for the Tigers. Kennedy comes out, breaks the huddle. I formation. Single receiver to the near side is Batali. I formation is dotted by number 5, Rymir Newkirk. They'll go handoff Newkirk. He's met in the backfield and dropped for a loss by a couple of Panthers, including Nick Faribault and Mike Flanagan.
No gain on that one.
They'll give him a spot up to the previous line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd and 5 with 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and we'll head to the fourth quarter. After a fast-moving third quarter with no scoring, Panthers still lead this one 42-0. You're watching high school football here on havenfootball.net.
This video and audio broadcast is copyrighted by havenfootball.net Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any other use of these broadcasts or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without a havenfootball.net Incorporated's expressed written permission is prohibited.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Hank Johns Field here on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School, where the Panthers lead this one 42-0 with 1 quarter to play here in their final regular season game. Panthers looking to move to 9-1 on the season, get ready for the playoffs that start next Friday night, probably at George L. King Field.
You better be at George L. King Field.
They will be at George L. King Field, where they'll be taking on an opponent yet to be determined.
Ooh.
As Kennedy stumbles out of the snap. Fires, has his man in Andahar out across the 40 near first down yardage. It'll be spotted at the 44, just short. That'll bring up 2nd and 1 for the Tigers, as they're 3rd and 1 for the Tigers. Here's they're looking to keep this drive moving and maybe get into the end zone. As Kennedy jogs in the play. He'll go under center. They'll go receiver to the near side in Batali. Double wing and single setback in the backfield. They'll go handoff. Newkirk.
Breaks a couple of tackles.
Breaks a couple of tackles and drags tacklers across midfield for a Tiger first down. In on the stop, Luke Mulhern and others. Nate Lynn also in on that stop. So they get into Panther territory at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, 10:33 to play in regulation. They'll send 2 receivers on the near side in Andahar and Chapman, Batali, and Galam to the far side. Motion man Chapman, go jet sweep. Breaks the tackle and stays in bounds is Batali. Staying in bounds is Batali. Down to the Panther 35, another Tiger first down.
Pretty good run. Dance down the sidelines. Looked pretty good. A couple of containment for the Panthers was not held. The end he turned up inside.
Couldn't quite hold the edge.
35-yard line.
Ball at the 35-yard line of the Panthers. Good. Driving are the Tigers, 2 receivers to the near side. Chapman and Bradley, 2 receivers to the far side. Motion man Kennedy looking to fire down the middle. Has his man completed. DeAndre Galome on the reception inside the 10-yard line down to the 8. Taken down by number 11, Bill Doherty.
Got an injury.
And he'll stay. Andahar down hurt for the Tigers. And we'll step aside for a short break. You're watching high school football on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K child care with an emphasis on learning? Duckling's Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old, within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School, on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Hank Johns Field at Henry C. Morgan Stadium on the campus of Harry S. Truman High School, where the Panthers lead this one 42-0 with 8.5 to play here in regulation. First and goal for the Tigers from the Panther 8. They'll send 1 receiver to the far sideline. Late man running in is number 19, DeAndre Galome. Double wing, motion man, handoff. Newkirk up the middle, into traffic, down inside the 5, near the 5. He'll get 3 on the play and bring up second and goal. Tigers looking to get into the end zone for the first time tonight. And there's a flag on the play. Sideline warning for Strath Haven. And clock will restart. 7:48, 7:47 and counting. Tigers looking to get into the end zone for the first time tonight. Kennedy under center. Motion man is Chapman. Takes the handoff, goes up the middle, breaking tackles, and he'll lean forward and into the end zone for a Tiger touchdown. Aquil Chapman gets into the end zone for the first Tiger touchdown of the night. With 7:33 to play here in the game. Tigers looks like they'll go for 2. Kennedy runs in the play. They'll break the huddle. 1 receiver to the far side is Batali. They'll send 3 to that far side. Batali, Chapman, and Galome. Receiver to the near side is Bradley. And once again, false start. Another pre-snap penalty for the Tigers. This will set them back 5 yards on their 2-point attempt here.
We have a lost phone here in the press box, believe it or not. If you can identify this phone.
Kennedy will discuss it over on the near sideline with his coach and run in the next play. That was Raheem Bradley who made the misstep on this near side. They'll send 1 receiver to the near side. It's Bradley, 3 to the far side. Galome, Batali, and Chapman. Single setback is Newkirk. Kennedy fires. Intended for Bradley on the 2-point attempt is no good. Panthers lead this one 42-6, 7:33 to play in the game. You're watching high school football here on havenfootball.net.
Looking to start an exciting career in the healthcare field? Then Keystone Quality Transport is looking for you. Keystone Quality Transport, the region's premier non-emergency medical transportation company, offers a full scholarship into a comprehensive emergency medical technician certification program. Would you like to obtain a National Registry Emergency Medical Technician certification and earn $20 per hour to start? Send an email to hr@kqthealth.com. Start your rewarding healthcare career today.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Hank Johns Field, where the Panthers lead this one 42-6 over the Truman Tigers. Trevin Hurd getting the ball teed up on the right in the middle of the hash marks at the 40-yard line for the Tigers. Ready to kick this one away with 7:33 to play in the ball game.
Onside kick. Nope.
They'll try it.
Sorta.
Ball will bounce up, and Faribault looks like he'll recover just across the 50 at the 47-yard line.
Panthers maintain possession.
It was a nice onside kick. That could have gone either way.
It was a really nice kick. Nice attempt. Just they had numbers over there. Just Nick Faribault did a nice job of grabbing the ball and going down. Which, if you're the Panthers, is exactly what you want him to do.
Sure.
Get possession of the ball and get to the ground. First and 10 for the Panthers here from the 48-yard line. Official timeout as Truman's coach, Coach Newkirk, wants to have a word about what's going on, where the ball's spotted.
Seems to be taking it seriously. I don't have the replay, so I can't tell
what the discussion here is about, but he's being quite emphatic about it.
Yeah, whether the ball went 10 yards or not, is that what the question was?
Well, in any case, it'll be first and 10 Haven. It'll be new quarterback Luke Mulhern under center now. Handoff up the middle. Goes the fullback for the Panthers into Tiger territory.
And a first down.
That's Quinn Kell. Getting a number of touches here tonight with Ryan Mudrick and Jared Craig out of the lineup tonight on the JV side of the ball. So it'll be first and 10 from the Tiger 42 for the Panthers. Mulhern under center. Wing to the near side is Simeone. Handoff goes up the middle.
That play looked like it was going nowhere, and
it gets 2 yards. Ryan Henry gets a couple of yards on a play that looked to be lost.
Yep.
As we tick under 5.5 to play here in the ball game, Mulhern jogs in the play. Calls out the signal, and Haven comes to the line. They'll go wing to the near side with LaFrance. In the backfield, Lynn in motion. They'll go toss play. Gets a nice block, does Henry. Cuts it back and drives inside the 35 down near the 31.
Haven first, yes they did.
Haven first down. Number 67, Ethan Nedrest, and number 7, Troy Andahar in on the stop for the Tigers. Ball at the Tiger 32-yard line. Nice run there by Ryan Henry. Wing to the near side is LaFrance. Backfield, Lynn and Henry. Henry takes the snap ball and the handoff up the middle. Dragging tacklers down inside the 10 goes Henry, dragging Andahar and Crawley with him as he crosses inside the 10 down to the 9, first and goal. Strath Haven with 4:15 and counting to play here in the fourth quarter. Mulhern jogs in the play, barks out the signals. Goes under center. Lynn and Henry in the backfield. It'll go wing. LaFrance going nowhere. Gets buried for a big loss there. Back to the 17-yard line of the Tigers. Loss of 8 on the play. Brought down by a couple of Tigers. Defender able to get through that offensive line rather quickly. Brings up second and goal from the 17. Henry in the backfield with LaFrance. Lynn wing to the far side. They'll go. Mulhern will take it. He'll run with it. And he'll get a block. Then there's a flag in on the play. Mulhern will get down to the 1, but there's a flag at the 10-yard line. This may be coming back for some sort of illegal block. Official timeout. Mulhern does a nice job of what looked like a pass, but keeps it, runs the ball.
Inside the 5, but we have an illegal block.
Illegal block on Strath Haven from the 9-yard line. That'll back it up to probably about the 19.
But make it also second and goal.
It'll be second and goal once again.
Still be second and goal.
Replay second down. After that 10-yard penalty as we wind the clock, as we tick under 2:45 and counting to play here in the game. Mulhern under center. Lynn and Henry in the backfield. LaFrance wing to the near side. Mulhern takes the snap. Handoff Henry. Is ball on the turf.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Tigers recover. It is
looks like it's number 57.
Danny Kaminsky on the recovery for the Tigers. Covers the ball at right about the 20-yard line. Their 20-yard line. Set up first and 10 for the Tigers out at the Tiger 22-yard line with 2:15 and counting to play here in the ballgame. See if they can get into the end zone for a second time tonight here. 3 timeouts, running clock, 2 minutes to go. Let's see what they can do here.
Well, I would think that calling timeout with a running clock defeats the purpose of a running clock, but that'll be the coach's call.
They'll go shotgun look. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Single back off of Kennedy's right hip. Kennedy drops back, looks, quick pass. Fires, has his man to Newkirk. Out across the 35, out to the 37, taken down there by Mulhern and Ostagai. Well, at the 38-yard line. About at the 38-yard line, inside a minute and a half to play. Kennedy in the shotgun. Back on his right hip. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Kennedy takes the shotgun snap. Drops back looking, fires across the middle of the field. Had his man in Andahar, just overthrew him with Doherty in coverage. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 with a minute as we tick under a minute to play here at Hank Johns Field at Truman High School. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line of the Tigers. 45 seconds and counting to play here in the ball game. Kennedy in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Drops back, looking. Has time. Fires underneath for Andahar, who dropped it. Nate Lynn had coverage. The pass falls incomplete. We'll have a timeout taken by Truman with 28 seconds to play here in the ball game. We'll keep it right here as we prepare to bring you next week's game with Brian Carroll back on the call. Hopefully we'll have Pete Fulgenetti back healthy. Tony will be back. We'll have maybe Mike Clancy back as well. Much thanks to everyone who helped us get set up tonight.
All right, everybody at Harry S. Truman High School gave us some booth space. And
much thanks to Jack Kedson working our camera tonight. And Mike Mayer for all he does with all the engineering.
Even though he's running a fever and very ill. And
even though he is under the weather tonight.
I'm not that bad. I sound terrible, but I'm not that bad.
Here come the Tigers. Jogging back out on the field. Referee whistles his ready for play. Kennedy in the gun. Two receivers on the near side as Andahar goes in motion. Kennedy drops back, looking, fires. Has his man to kill Chapman. Breaks a tackle. And into Panther territory. Mulhern on the stop down to the 48-yard line along with Quinn Kell.
I think they just went on the timeout.
And another timeout taken by the Tigers with 16 seconds to play.
Well, that's his right.
He has the timeouts. He can use them.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no rule against it. I like it. You're letting the kids play.
Well, and you know, they want to score again.
You're getting them more experience and couple extra snaps here at the varsity level.
Right, and if they were down by 3 or down by 6, you know, this is good training. The fact that it's not a winnable thing.
This is exactly what they do in that sort of game.
Right.
But here we go. 16 seconds to play. Kennedy has the play call. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Has it back on his hip. Andahar in motion. Kennedy calling for the snap. Takes the snap, drops back, looking. Has time. Plenty of time. Fires down the field. Has his man Andahar incomplete into double coverage. Sean Henry and Quinn Kell in coverage. And a final timeout taken by the Tigers with 2 seconds on the clock. So we'll get one more play here before the ball game ends. It'll be a third down play from the Strathaven 37-yard line as the Tigers are looking to get into the end zone for the second time tonight. We'll have all our usual game wrap-up stuff this weekend. It'll just be a little bit more delayed than it normally would be, as
just keep checking back.
There's not as many of us around and available for this weekend to do everything that we normally do as quickly as we do it. So we'll have one final play here. Third down for the Tigers. Kennedy in the shotgun, and Strathaven will take timeout.
Oh, really?
To have one final discussion and make sure that they know, don't commit a penalty.
It's kind of, okay. The amount of time you take for the timeout, the time not to commit the penalty, you could run another play.
You can't end a game on a defensive penalty. You can't end a half on a defensive penalty. I think they also want to make sure they're getting the right alignment of guys out there for the JV, make sure they get the experience. 3 down linemen. You got number 78, John Paul Redmond, number 61, Josiah Robinson Leary, and number 54, Mike Flanagan for the Panthers. 7 men deep for the Panthers. Kennedy in the shotgun. He'll take the pass. He'll fire down the near sideline.
Oh.
In and out of the hands of Aquil Chapman as time expires. He had it in his hands at the 10-yard line and dropped it. And now the teams will line up at midfield, shake hands for a game well played. The Panthers take this one 42-6. We'll take a short break, be back with a wrap-up on havenfootball.net.
Or buying a home is serious business, and for serious business the key to your success is to work with an experienced agent. Sandy McCulley has over 20 years of real estate experience and is a seller representative specialist as well as a certified residential specialist. Sandy specializes in Delaware County real estate. Sandy conveniently works out of the Media Berkshire Hathaway Home Marketing Center in Media. Let Sandy's experience be your advantage in today's multifaceted real estate market. Give Sandy a call at 610-368-6641.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Hank Johns Field, where the Panthers have taken down the Harry S. Truman Tigers for the first time, 42-6, and get ready to move on to next week's playoff matchup against an opponent yet to be determined on Friday night at George L. King Field. The Haven band football team goes over to salute the band, and they'll play the alma mater. We'll be back next week with more high school football. For Mike Mayer, this is Andrew Kaufman saying good night and great football.
This internet broadcast has been a production of havenfootball.net Incorporated. All rights are reserved. Thanks for watching and good night.